Hello, good morning, and welcome to our today's Fronius webinar here from Wels from Fronius International. My name is Chris. I'm from Team Trainings and Education, and I'm happy to guide you through today's session, where I want to showcase a few topics around the Intersolar that we have launched there, at least communicated. So if you were there at Munich Intersolar 2024, maybe we have seen each other, maybe you have seen already some of these new products. However, today we want to focus on all of them and give you an overview. By we, I mean the team for today. I'm not alone. I'm assisted by my colleague, Andy. He's behind the camera and answering your questions in the chat. So if you have any, please send them through, use the chat function, and we then try to answer them during and also after the webinar. All right, what's on the agenda for today? We want to take a look into the Fronius Verto, a new product that we have launched already, and the new Verto Plus that will come next year. So we also have some highlights here I want to show to you. Then I want to bring closer the Fronius backup solutions. We have something in our portfolio coming soon. Then we have a new addition on the GEN24 product line, a new and bigger output power with 12 kilowatt. But not only that. Then we have the energy cost assistant, a feature I will explain later on as well. And then also a new product, the Fronius Argeno. It is a new commercial inverter I want to highlight. And last but not least, we have a new update ready for the Fronius Wattpilots. And there I want to explain a little bit of the features that we have, because there are actually multiple of those coming with this new update. Good, let's start with the first product, the Fronius Verto and the Verto Plus. The Verto has been launched already in Austria and Germany. Now in the upcoming months, more countries will follow. So this is the goal for this product. And actually, what is this product now? The Fronius Verto is especially designed for small commercial systems or big residential systems with 25 to 33.33 kilowatt. So it actually closes the gap between our biggest snap inverter with 20 kilowatt and our smallest commercial Tahoe inverter with 50 kilowatt. It fits right in between these gaps. The Fronius Verto is a flexible string inverter ranging from 25 to 33 kilowatt. We've heard that already. It offers 4 MPP trackers and 2 strings per MPP tracker. It has a direct string connection, so the DC strings are connected on the outside hull of the inverter, allowing for a fast commissioning and a fast service as well. And it has enhanced safety features, including integrated SPDs by standard and the AFCI, the arc fault interruption feature that Fronius offers. Now, all of this is already available, like I mentioned, in Germany and Austria, and more countries will follow. And now the newest addition, or the newest product that we communicated already in Munich a few weeks ago, is the Fronius Verto Plus. And if you're familiar with Fronius already, you know that there is a GEN24 and a GEN24 Plus version. And it is the same process now with the Verto. So our goal is for next year, summer 2025, to have a hybrid version of the Verto ready. And this one is called then Verto Plus. So we have a hybrid version, meaning that the battery can be connected and utilized, and also it's full backup capable. So off-grid, not off-grid ready, backup ready. So when the grid is gone, we can fire up the battery, make use of that with high currents, high power, and also use the sun during grid outages. And our goal is for this to be ready with power classes up to 30 kilowatt. But more about this product in the upcoming months. But you can expect this mid of next year, 2025. So this is all about the Verto and the Verto Plus for now. Please note that for all of the features I'm talking about today, we have individual webinars and individual how-to videos also on our YouTube platform. So if you're interested, there is more content out there. This should just give you an overview. Yeah, on our agenda, we have read backup solutions. By that, I want to jump straight into a feature that most of you hopefully already know. It's called the PV point, and it is a socket, more or less, or an outlet on the inverter on every Gen24 inverter integrated by standard. So SIMO, PRIMO, small or big, Gen24 or Gen24 Plus, it's integrated everywhere, and you simply need to place a socket or multiple sockets if you want, and have it equipped with a 30 amp RCD type A. That's all you need to do. And then you can activate the PV point, and this allows you that this socket is available in grid outage scenarios. But it's important to note that this single phase outlet is only available during grid outage. So in grid parallel mode, you can't plug in here something and charge it, for example. It is only working during grid outage. And now on the right-hand side of your screen, we have now a new addition called PV Point Comfort. We launched this in June 2024, so this is already on the market, and it is a print that you can mount inside of the Gen24 right underneath the PV point outlet, and it allows you for an automatic switch over during grid outages. So the PV point and the socket that I mentioned is then supplied by the grid if we are grid connected, and when it's gone, if we have an outage, it automatically switches over to PV point, and then it will be supplied by battery if connected, or the PV modules on the roof. So it is more comfortable and an automatic switchover, and it is very cost effective. So this solution would be for every customer who simply wants 1 or 2 sockets ready to use when there is a grid outage in order to charge the phone or the laptop, for example. For all of these scenarios, this is the solution. Please also note on the bottom right corner that for the PV point comfort, we need again an RCD type A and a 30 amp circuit breaker. All right, so that's the 2 solutions with the PV point. Then we have multiple solutions more. I start with the left one. This is for all of the customers who are not satisfied with the single phase outlet. They want to have more power, more than 3 kilowatt single phase. Then you can make use of the backup switch coming in Q3 this year, 2024. This is a very compact and small manual switch that you can place on the DIN rail inside of the AC panel. It's capable of up to 63 amps, and you as the end customer can then decide when it's time to switch over from grid to backup. And then you can fire up the battery again, make use of the PV modules, and have your system ready also in grid outage. So this is called the backup switch. It simply means the manual switchover. The other solution on the right-hand side would be an automatic switchover with the backup controller. As you can see, it's also not very big. It fits very nicely on a DIN rail inside of the AC panel again, and you have then the comfort of automatic switchover. So even though you are on vacation, you're not there, the backup switch is automatically started and the refrigerator starts again, takes the capacity out of the battery, for example. So these 2 options will be ready in Q3 and Q4 of this year, 2024. Please also note that the backup controller starts initially only with the 3-phase option and only with 35 amp of current, but it is actually enough for the standard backup scenario. A higher current capacity will follow later on. But this is the state that we are currently when it comes to backup options. PV point and then the full backup option with backup switch and backup controller. We have heard as well about the GEN24 Plus inverter already. And if you're familiar with this product line, it currently stops at 10 kilowatt. And now with July 2024, so it's already launched, we have a new edition with 12 kilowatt. But that's not all. It's not only a higher output with 12 kilowatt, it's also an addition in the naming with 2 letters SC. This stands for superior current, and by this we mean that we allow higher DC input currents to be connected. So on MPP tracker 1, we now go up to 28 amps that we can connect, and on MPP tracker 2, we are capable of 14 amps. So this is in order to accommodate new PV modules, you know, high current modules. When you're working with those, you need, of course, also an inverter who is capable of connecting those modules. And last but not least, this inverter is, of course, also ready to oversize again. And now we are up to 18 kilowatt peak that we connect on the 12 kilowatt SC version. All right, so this is now available already in July 2024 and is an addition to our product line for the GEN24 inverters. Next up, we have the energy cost assistant, or here at Fronius internally, we simply call it ECA. The ECA increases the efficiency of a PV system by simply optimizing the battery management. So it charges and discharges the battery according to the production and the forecast of the production, the consumption, and the tariff forecast. So we take a look into the forecast. What is the weather going to be in the next 48 hours? And we are going to take a look into the energy tariffs, taking a look into where it's the most expensive, where it's the low price. And then we charge and discharge accordingly. Very, very simple, but cost effective. We maximize the return on investment, basically. So what we need in order to utilize that is, of course, a flexible tariff. And we need SolarWeb Premium in order to use the PV forecast. That's the 2 preconditions. And then we can use the ECA. And allow me very quickly to go through the schematic on the bottom right corner. We can simply see the first behavior. Here we write discharging limited because energy is cheap from the grid. So even though there would be a need for the battery to discharge into our system, we stop the discharge and take the energy out of the grid because we currently have a very, very low energy tariff. That's basically it. We spare our SOC level of our battery because later on, during these hours, we see the prices going up very, very high. And for that to be ready, we leave some energy into our battery so that we do not need to take anything out of the grid. That's the process behind it. And then later on, we can read batteries charged from the grid because of very cheap energy tariff. So even though the sun is gone, it's night time, we simply charge also out of the grid because very, very cheap energy tariff. So that's the 2 options we do with the ECA, and this is currently in enrollment and can be utilized in the upcoming months. So keep an eye out for that. All right, that's the ECA, the Energy Cost Assistant. And now, drum roll please, we have a new product. This is called the Fronius Argeno. Maybe you have been to Intersolar, then you had the chance to take a look on it directly. The Fronius Argeno is our newest product that we have launched. It is a commercial inverter with 125 kilowatt of AC power. It has the highest efficiency with 98.7% of European efficiency and even 99.1% of maximum efficiency. So it really is top notch when it comes to performing. It also has 10 MPP trackers with 30 amp per MPP tracker and 2 string inputs. So it really is very, very flexible. So no matter how the roof looks, we can simply position the Argeno there and make use of our 10 MPP tracker to perfectly make use of our PV generator. It also has a little increase in the input voltage. We can now accommodate up to 1100 volts of maximum DC voltage. So meaning that we can simply connect longer strings as well. And this product, the Fronius Argeno, will arrive soon in autumn 2024. So we start again in Germany and Austria and some other countries, and then step by step over the following months, we will enroll this product also in other and more countries. So yeah, we are really, really excited for this product. I think it fits nicely into our portfolio, and keep an eye out for that. Maybe you can plan your next systems already with the new Fronius Argeno. Now, last but not least, I mentioned some new features for the Wattpilot, and these features are enrolled with the new software 41.7. So it is step-by-step enrolled. Some of the features are already online, and one of these features is that the smart meter IP is now compatible standalone, more or less, with the Fronius Wattpilot. So this means for a customer who simply has the solar Wattpilots and not a Fronius inverter as well, maybe he has a third-party inverter, or he has a wind turbine or a hydroelectric plant, and he wants to utilize that surplus energy in order to charge the electric vehicles via the Wattpilots. Then this is possible now with the position of the Fronius smart meter IP. We can directly communicate from the smart meter over Modbus TCP to our Wattpilots, and so they know how much the surplus energy is. So very, very simple. We are very happy that this is working now, the smart meter IP compatibility. So you can make use of all the benefits that you would have with the Fronius inverter. So make use of surplus charging, you can have the monitoring possibly, and also it allows for dynamic balancing. So if you have a certain current limit that you should not exceed with your Wattpilots, then you can set this limit, and because of the measuring of the Wattpilot, they can regulate down, the Wattpilots can regulate down according to your limits that you set, so that you do not blow your fuse, for example. So this is one of the new features, the integration of the smart meter IP. The other thing that I partially already mentioned is the dynamic load balancing, meaning that you have a current limit on the feed-in point, for example, that you should not or must not exceed, because otherwise the fuse is blown. And right up now, it was available for up to 3 Wattpilots. So 3 Wattpilots could make use of that feature, dynamic load balancing, and regulate accordingly. We eliminated this limit actually right now, and you can make use of the dynamic load balancing feature for unlimited number of Wattpilots now. So this is especially interesting for multi-generation households, for bigger house complexes or car parks even, where you have multiple Wattpilots set and want to have these dynamic load balancing features integrated. So yeah, this is also a very nice new feature coming with the new software. Then we have the EcoBoost function, allowing you as end customer to decide if you want to discharge right now from your stationary battery into your electric car. Maybe you have planned a short trip and it's now time to charge the extra bit into your electric car in order to be ready for the trip. Then you simply hit the boost button on your Solar Wattpilot app, and then it's discharged out of the stationary battery until a certain limit. So here we would see the discharge until then you can set here a percentage, and until 20% we discharge our BYD battery, for example. And why would we make use of that? It's simply because of a high degree of battery usage. Now, additionally to the boost feature, we also have now a discharging threshold and a time limit ready. So you can set certain time limits where you want to discharge out of the battery. Maybe every day before going to work, you want to set the discharging of the PV battery until 20% between 4 and 8 in the morning. And in the schematic on the left-hand side, we can see it here. So the blue area would be the time where the car is connected, and the red area would be now our time from 4 to 8 in the morning, where we discharge our stationary battery rapidly until 20%, and then the stationary battery is again used simply as before, only for the household. So the reason for that would be again to have a high degree of battery usage. Yeah, and also a quick note down there, the discharging of the battery when using flexible energy tariffs is of course possible as well. All right, that's already it for today's session. We have covered now all the important stuff that was mentioned in the Intersolar 2024 in Munich. If you want more information, you know where it goes. We have our homepage listed here, fronius.com. Check it out. We have some more content on there, also online trainings, for example, if you're interested. And also check out our YouTube channel. We have multiple more webinars and very short how-to videos to the mentioned topics on there. So there is enough content out there to provide you with information for weeks. If you're interested, yeah, make use of that. All right, and now it would be time to answer a few questions. I quickly open the chat function, see if we have any questions. Okay, already we got one. Will the Argeno go to the microgrid like the rest of the inverters? Yeah, we are currently working that out, if it's working as well as the other Fronius inverters, like the Tauro, like the GEN24. So this is not confirmed right now, but we will inform you shortly how this works out. So any more questions? Now would be the time to post them in there. I forgot to mention one organizational thing again. The recording of this webinar will of course be sent out to your email address afterwards, so tomorrow. Then you will have the time to rewatch it if you want and pause on certain timestamps. And also next week, probably you find this webinar also on YouTube on our channel, where you can rewatch it and distribute it to your colleagues if interested. All right, so far we got no more questions. That's fine. Then I would say we leave it like that. We simply end the webinar for now.